I may be a nerd, but at least so far anyways, I'm not a manga nerd. Therefore, I wasn't previously familiar with any of the Tomie manga or films for that matter. So out of curiosity, I purchased Tomie Rebirth from 2001, just simply out of curiosity. So I'll do my best for this to be a cohesive review, despite my lack of experience with Tomie. Tomie Rebirth is the third installment in the Tomie series based on the Tomie manga. I just said Tomie like 95 times. Since I wasn't familiar with that, let's take a look. Whoa, that was fucking cool. I think I'm gonna track down some of this manga, honestly. And in case you are completely unfamiliar with Tomea, like I was, she is like this immortal demon-like creature that can take on many forms, but her preferred form is that of a strikingly beautiful young girl so that she can basically get the attention of any man she wants. She is almost a succubus-like creature. She manipulates people to the point of driving them completely insane, usually to the point of a murderous rage where they typically will kill her. She pretty much lets it happen so that she can regenerate herself, only to return to torment those who have killed her. It's quite unique. In addition to her regeneration abilities, she can also multiply with just one of her cells, even. Pretty terrifying if you think about it. Tomie Rebirth was directed by Takashi Shimizu, famous for directing the Ju-On and Grudge movies, which are the American Ju-On remakes, if you're not familiar. It's always funny when directors remake their own films, at least I think so. The beginning of the movie shows Hideo painting a portrait of Tomea, which was his model for the painting. She attempts to manipulate him, but when he kind of resists, she walks up to the painting and just completely ruins it. Likely already under her spell at this point, Hideo murders her with a maniacal look on his face. He then uses some of Tomea's blood as paint to finish the painting of Tomea. Hideo and a few of his friends bury Tomea's body out in the woods that same night. A few days later, Hideo and a few of his buddies, shallow, snobby assholes, are having a party at a bar, and midway through, in walks, guess who? Fucking Tomea, returning to continue to torment Hideo and his friends who helped bury her. Tomea exists purely to manipulate and torment as many people as she possibly can. She pretty much wastes no time killing Hideo that very same night. The group of friends are so dumbfounded to see Tomea still alive. So dumbfounded that they drive out to the woods to see if her body is still where they buried her, which of course it isn't. You could look at this as a revenge film, like I did, until I learned that Tomea is no victim. She only allows herself to be killed so that she can torture people in new ways. Tomea is a next-level psychopath. As the two friends discover that Tomea is not where they buried her, she returns to the woods to terrify them both. As she confronts one of them, he bludgeons her to death with a shovel. 22 minutes into the movie, and Tomea has already been murdered twice. So Takumi leaves her body in the same hole she was buried in previously. Later that night, Takumi is distressed and at a bar having a drink with his girlfriend Hitomi. In walks, you guessed it, Tomea. I fucking love it. She of course confronts Takumi because that's what she does. These scenes are pretty tense, and honestly I think they're a lot of fun. Tomea intentionally leads Hitomi to think that Takumi had been cheating on her. He doesn't even really have a story to defend himself with. He is of course completely dumbfounded and a total loss for words. The next morning, Tomea shows up to Shunichi's house to show him that she's still alive. And of course, he's fucking terrified. So what is it that Tomea wants? You will have to watch the movie and find out. I thought this film was really cool. A lot of people find it slow moving, and I didn't really get that. Personally, I thought the pacing was alright. Honestly, I love the character of Tomea, and I think that she has potential to be a horror icon. Honestly, I think that an American remake could really help in bringing Tomea to more people, but it would have to be done right, of course. Lots of potential here. I mean, there are a ton of Tomea films, but none of them are, like, super high regarded. I know that the manga has a cult following from what I've read, and I'm, like, really interested in reading it myself. I'm going to give Tomea Rebirth a 6 out of 10. Again, I love the character of Tomea, and she's the best part of the movie. With a different character, this movie would have been far less impressive. The execution here falls a little bit short in terms of intensity, because the potential is definitely there. There are some bloody moments too, but the gore could have been ramped up a little bit, I think. Takashi Shimizu is a great storyteller. I'm interested in the rest of the series, although he doesn't direct any of the others. And I'd recommend this to any fan of Japanese horror.